Hi guys, today I'm here with Harmony and we're going to be doing a quick stitch braid tutorial, so stay tuned for the rest of the video. Hi guys, so first I start by sectioning her hair in two parts, and I do that by making a middle part. It's important for you to make sure your client's hair is part in the middle. So do what you gotta do, turn them to the mirror, make them hold both sides. Just do what you gotta do to make sure that part is crisp and in the middle, because it's important. It's very important for the style. So just see what I do to help get my middle parts straight. I find that when you cut some of the teeth from the beginning of the point, it helps the hair pass through the comb much better. And here I am just going to the middle of her hair to ensure that her part is straight and in the middle, because there's nothing worse than a crooked middle part. It just throws the entire style off. And then to clean up my part, I just add some product in a part, and I just go in and make sure that all the hairs are on its respective sides. And yeah. Personally, I have a thing for straight parts, so I always make sure that my parts are straight, because I hate to see a style with crooked parts. Like, it literally irritates me. It may not irritate the person because it's not a big deal for them, but for me it is, because I just feel like I should always be doing my best. So this step is important in making sure that your parts for your cornrows are even. So I section out the top half of her hair by just parting a line down from ear to ear on each side, and then I just clip the sections together. After that, I part out the 3 sections, because we're doing 6 cornrows, so there'll be 3 braids on each side. I just try to make sure that they're even for each braid. Once this step is done on both sides, what you're going to do is you're going to connect them in the back. So just keep watching and you'll see what I mean. Alright, now this is the part where you connect the front with the back. So as you can see what I'm doing with the comb, I'm just connecting the parts and parting straight down and separating them. Pre-parting allows you to have more control in how your braids will look when you finish braiding them, and it allows for you to be able to correct any mistakes so that you don't have to unloose the braid and fix it. It is important to note that when I'm pre-parting, I do not use product for my pre-parting. This is because some products can make it hard for you to comb out the hair once the product has set. So because of this, I only apply product when I am actually about to braid and I would like to clean up that part. So to begin my cornrow, I mold the sections out on both sides, and then I part a line down the middle and apply product. So I begin by braiding a few times, like 3 times, and then I part one side and I part the comb to where my hand is. It's important that you part the comb to where your hand is so that your hand does not have to let go of the grip. If your hand lets go of the grip, it will make your stitches not be as tight as they can be. So it takes a little bit of practice. If you feel more comfortable using your pinky nail, then do that. If you feel more comfortable using a comb, then do that. Do whatever feels most comfortable for you, and you just keep stitching. So sometimes I use my nail or I use the comb. It just depends on which side. Also, you want to gradually add in braiding hair. As you can see, her hair is naturally thick, and this is just all of her hair. I have not started to add any braiding hair in as yet. Now I'm adding in a piece of the braiding hair. So I chose to do the method where you add one piece and then you flip it over and you continue to braid. Honestly, everything is based off of personal preference and what you feel most confident doing. I use both methods, it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Doing stitch braids requires patience and precision because you have to move a little bit more slower to ensure that you're pulling all the correct pieces and all the pieces are passing through the correct fingers. Also, I feel that hand placement is important when it comes to these kinds of braids as well. Pulling your hands back close to you and closing your fingers, those all play a part in how your stitch braids are going to look. So whenever you're braiding, observe your hands, observe the way your hands lay, observe the way your fingers are, and tweak it to see if you move your hand closer, if you move your hand up or down, if that makes a difference in how your braid looks. And trust me, it will make a difference. This is just another angle so you can see up close. You see, for this particular braid, I did a different method where I added the hair in a different way. So it just depends on personal preference and what feels more comfortable to you. There is no right or wrong way, especially when you're gonna get the same results. So don't beat yourself up if you don't do it the same exact way as me. And sometimes you gotta go back and fix your braid. Like, look, I had to unloose the braid and fix it because it wasn't giving what I needed it to give. And that's important. If the braid isn't looking the way you want it to look, just fix it. Because that's your work. That's what people are gonna see. Your work represents you. So do what you gotta do. And now I'm using the other technique to add in the hair. And honestly, I find that this technique allows me to hold on to the braid much more tighter and not have to let go of it than the other technique. But it just depends on what kind of braids I'm doing and the type of hair the client has as well too. Don't beat yourself up if your stitch braids does not look perfect. It's okay. You can always get better. But remember, in order to get better, you have to keep building upon what you already have. You have to keep doing it over and over and over. Repetition helps. So keep doing it. Keep practicing. Every opportunity that you get to practice doing stitch, do not shy away from it. That is how you get better at styles that you don't like to do. You get better at styles that you don't like to do by actually doing it and mastering it. But you can't get better if you don't ever do it. You know what I'm saying? So just get out your head, do it. It's gonna be okay. One day you're gonna look back and you're gonna laugh and be like, damn, my braids really look like this. But you're gonna be glad that you kept going and you kept pushing forward and you kept wanting to improve. I promise you. For stitch braids, it is important that you mold the sections of the hair. If you don't mold the sections properly, it will affect how your stitch braids look. Always start by parting a line across at the top and a line down the middle to mold the middle section of the braids as well. So now here I go. Braid, 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 braid. Take your comb past the part to your hand. Take your comb or your finger past the part to your hand and keep going. The only hand that should be moving is the hand that you're parting the comb or the nail with. Your other hand should stay in place because you want to keep your stitch tight, and that is what's going to help you keep your stitch tight. It takes practice because I myself is still perfecting it, because not just does it takes practice, it takes a lot of strength from your fingers. So you may need to use your other fingers like your ring finger and your middle finger to help secure you holding the braid in place, especially if that person has really thick hair or if their hair is slippery. These are all things that we as braiders have to take into consideration when we're braiding someone's hair. And this is basically the end of the video. If this video was helpful to you, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what kind of other videos you guys would like to see from me. Thank you so much for staying to the end.